You're personalizing on digital. It's not the Super Bowl because you're not essentially serving one ad to a lot of people, but you're serving a lot of different ads to a lot of people. What's the acceptable latency for you?
If it's a live event, latency is one of the number one enemies out there in digital land as you do in dynamic decisioning. So there are methods to mitigate that. I think, prefetching is a term that is important in live, especially live with scale. There's different ends of the spectrum of, oh, there's 5,000 people or 1,000 people watching this event. That doesn't tax the ad tech ecosystem. Hundreds of thousands or millions of people. The most simplest of things we do break still in ad tech, and it's the concept of when you go to break and you have a SCUDdy marker, it says it's time to go to break and it's 2 minutes of ads. Do you hit ad tech all at once and it's like hitting someone over the head with a sledgehammer, or do you call it a minute in advance or 2 minutes in advance, knowing a trigger is coming, and you kind of give the systems more time and to respond and do their things, and you spread out the load a little bit in that form of matter. And I think ad tech in general works much better when it's spread versus a condensed factor.
So you're load testing it. You also said occasionally things break. What breaks the most often?
Everything breaks.
Everything breaks.
Everything breaks. It's nothing in digital is 100%. But what breaks? I mean, latency is always a never-ending challenge. Especially on live high concurrent stuff. You get into blank VAS tags. People still to this day think FLV is a video format that is acceptable in digital advertising. Flash went away how many years ago? It still comes up. VPaid, even though it's been deprecated by the IAB, is still showing up in places, and those things cause problems. Audio levels, they're too loud, they're too soft. We have to think about how do we normalize audio at scale. We review ads before they go live. We check their specs. We do that, and we do that at scale. So
I was going to say, is that are you using technology to check the ads, or are you actually eyeballing it?
A little like we use technology and have partnerships in place to check the core specs of it, is your bit rate, your file size, your audio levels, your frame rates, interlace frames. We have those core elements. Right. And then we also have, you still the operations team still watches ads. We still make sure there's not cursing or anything inappropriate. There is some, the whole standards and practices is important. Even though we're digital, it's important to you don't want to serve an inappropriate ad in certain types of content.